Okay, morning again. I'm doing this again because, well, I'm considering it my therapy. Okay. My thought today is on A.D.D. I've finally realized, yeah, I've got it pretty bad. But, so I used my A.D.D. to look at A.D.D. I know that sounds weird to anybody who's listening to this, because you thought about it the same way I did until I thought of this. I know that sounds weird as heck. Anyways, I think ADD and ADHD, the ADD part, the attention deficit disorder, if you actually look at it the way it is, it's, because I've got it, I think I'd rather call it a hyperactive cerebral. You've got a hyperactive cerebral process. It just means my brain is ticking along at 128 megs a second, while you're still back at 32 or 64. I don't have the ability to focus because my thoughts are just going off in my head left and right. Pow, pow, pow. Different thought. What if this happened? And then mid-thought of what if that happened, I think of something different scenario that could happen while that was happening. I know I'm confusing as heck right now. But for me, when I think of thoughts, I imagine, I'm trying to think of a scenario. Delivering the mail. If somebody says something to me about delivering the mail, within a second, I'll have already thought about somebody delivering a pipe bomb. Wouldn't it be funny if a skunk was in your mailbox? What if somebody put a firecracker in a mailbox? I wonder what that would do. Then I would think, I wonder how the Clorox bombs, I wonder what those actually look like when you blew up a mailbox. And then I'd say, what if you could deliver a clown package? What if I could fit a monkey in there and it jumped out? I think of 5,000 different scenarios within the first 3 or 4 seconds after hearing the word mailbox. I'm just like that little guy on that cartoon Ralph Breaks the Internet. I'm just like the little guy behind the desk at the hotel or whatever, who has the autofill thing that's going crazy. I don't know. Little guy who's trying to predict whatever word Ralph's going to say. I'm just like that guy in my brain. Sometimes when it's really bad, you can be talking. You'll be telling me a sentence because my brain breaks it down weird. You'll be talking to me in a sentence, and for every noun in that sentence, my brain flashes me 10 different images of that noun. For every action in that sentence, my brain might flash me 3 different actions that I could see each one of those objects doing. It's like my brain's super over-processing everything. And that's why I don't have any, perceived, I don't even know what the hell to call it. It's too early to think correctly. I'm just spouting off right now. But for me, it's the emotions. I don't know what I should be feeling. It's like I just don't know what I should be feeling. I overthink it. My gut instinct might be to cry. But then I overthink it. I'm like, no, what if crying's a bad thing? What if people make fun of me? What if I'm not supposed to cry? What if that's not what I'm supposed to do? What do people expect me to do right now? Because I want to do what I'm supposed to do. That's my gut thought on every social situation. That's how I view everything. I have a gut instinct, but before I let it out, I stop and I think, What if this gut instinct isn't what I'm supposed to do? And then I think about who's around me, what I think all of their perceptions of what I should do is, and then I try to react accordingly to what I think they think I should be doing. So in my head, it's just this, it's almost like a computer calculation, like a logic ladder. It's, should I do this? No, because if I do this, this might happen. What if I do this? No, this might be the outcome. What about this person? How does he view these situations? What does he think is the right thing? So I try to be the right thing to do for everybody. So for me, it takes longer to display emotions because I've got to go through the why or the what ifs on everybody in the room to try to determine what is the most socially acceptable thing for me to do in this situation. Because I don't know if my gut instinct was right. It's almost like a self-doubt followed by a whole list of calculations that you're going through mentally. Then you have to make a determination. And part of my problem is that I make a determination, but then I go through in my head what's going to be the result from everybody in the room with that situation. So I've got all these things going on in my head. I don't know, it's like if you can imagine what a ladder logic program looks like. Or like a flowchart. If yes, do this. If no, do this. When you get to that box, it's if yes, do this. If no, do this. That's the way my brain's working through every scenario I can imagine about a situation. So it's hard. I'm sorry I act the way I do to everybody else. And now I see why everybody thinks we should be medicated. I can see it. Because to me, I didn't have ADD. I didn't have it. I was just really, really freaking smart. That's what I thought. Because in my head, I would think of a situation and I would go through all of it before I would make a decision. So in my head, that was me trying to do the logically best thing for every situation. That's how my brain works. I try to think it all the way through before I do it. On anything. That's why I don't react right to people when they tell a joke or ask me a question, or if they're, genuinely concerned about something. I don't know how to react because I'm playing through all the different scenarios in my head, and I don't know how you think. So a lot of those are just guesses to me, and I don't want to guess wrong. I want to be who you think is a good person, but I don't know what that is. So to me, it takes me longer to process how to do it. I just overthink everything. And that's what attention deficit disorder is. My brain is doing too many things at one time. I've got too many different things going on that I can't focus on one task. Because as I'm trying to do that one task, my brain keeps asking me, what happens if the screwdriver slips? What happens if this thing breaks off? I wonder what would happen if a piece of dirt fell in there while you were putting the screw in. I wonder if when you're at the factory, the person putting in this screw ever drops one and has to find another one. I wonder how often the person putting this screw in has to replace their tips. Do they use Loctite? I wonder what kind of a bin this is kept in. That's what's going through my head on every step of something I'm doing. On everything. If I'm brushing my teeth, I'm thinking about the person who made the toothbrush, how many bristles they put in. I wonder what the machine looks like that they put the bristles in with. When I charge this too long, I wonder if the battery explodes or does it just kind of dry out. I'm just constantly asking questions. I'm going through scenarios. That's all my brain is. To me, I know it's going to sound horrendous and people are going to think, oh my God. But to me, the thought of being, it's scary even saying it. Because to me, I think it would be so socially unacceptable and taboo that everybody will look down on me. But to me, the idea of being able to plug directly into the internet with my brain that's appealing as hell. Because then I could answer all of those questions my brain keeps asking me. I could answer them all at once. I wouldn't be constantly bombarded. For me, it's like having a 4-year-old that constantly lives in my head. You know, the little kid that says, why are you doing that? Why do you do that? Well, why do you do that? Well, why do you do that? That's what's in my head. So I can see why a lot of people need medicated, think we should be medicated, but I just don't think our brains are made for this mundaneness. I mean, it's like I need more. I just need more for my brain to try to process, to do, to look at, to hear, to analyze, to pick out patterns. I need something to grab its attention. To make that little 4-year-old, to keep him entertained. That's what I guess that's basically what ADD is. You've got a 4-year-old living in your head that never stops with the questions and doesn't sleep. When I go to bed at night, then it's like that little 4-year-old has free reign of my memories. So he's going through anything I've ever seen, anything I've seen subconsciously. Hell, I think that little guy's reaching out to, you know, the source knowledge, the one consciousness. Sorry, can't think of the term right now. Too early. The one Tesla is rumored to have been able to tap into. Unity consciousness. We're all part of one conscious. Group consciousness. That's what he can tap. I think he can reach into that and grab stuff out. So he's even picking stuff out that other people have seen. Because I think that's where my dreams come from. That little 4-year-old has been given the keyboard and somebody opened up the Google web page and said, here you go. Because to me, if I could, I would love to have 5 screens going at once in my head. 5 monitors all at once. Where I could ask a question and have all 5 or 4 other scenarios play out instantly and know what's going to happen. And then I can move on to my next thought. Because that's what I feel like I am most of the time. I'm just like a Google search engine with a 4-year-old at the keyboard. Well, I got to get to the gym this morning. Thank you guys. Talk to you later.